Ladies and gents, we are here. Welcome. We've got a community game. We've got 8 players, 8 kings, and the kings explode. You're probably used to all of this. However, what is more important than all of those things, as these players start with a really cool castle here, is that we now have the thump. What on earth does that mean? Well, basically back in the day, Age of Conquerors, okay? The Huns had a thump sound that would play when their Tarkans would pillage a village. And when the definitive edition came out in November of 2019, there was no longer a thump on these Tarkans. These Tarkans were like your Uncle Jeff after a Thanksgiving dinner, silent but deadly, okay? And that bothered me because I loved pillaging villages with that thump. I loved to just thump down buildings. And I may or may not have complained. Like maybe my Twitch chat now can just guesstimate how many times they heard me mention. Just give me a number of how many times you heard me mention there used to be a thump. It might be a pretty big number. And so I don't know how much I've affected in Age of Empires 2. I think I've affected Age of Empires 2 a little bit. But you never know if it's all me, right? I will say that this is maybe the one thing where there was no doubt they added it because of my complaints. So, what does that tell you? Complaining publicly, nonstop, gets you something. So, devs, watch out. Don't even get me started on lobby systems, okay? I'm kidding. I really appreciate that they've added the thump, but I haven't actually heard it yet. So, we dev Huns for everybody. We've got 8 players here. We've got a pretty open map, and I'm hoping we get some Tarkans. All right? So let's introduce the players. In the blue here, we have the Blue Pony. Very nice name for a Hun player, I have to say. In the green, we have Pickled Cheese. Pickled Cheese. I guess I don't need to say they're Civ, because they're all playing as the Huns. In the red, we have Roids. This individual said, yeah, I'm on Roids. So very honest about a situation. We'll see if those steroids translate into being a beast in community games. In the gray, we have Adam, a.k.a. Throw Me Away, who's made a lot of remixes for the channel. In the orange, we have Demolition. In the yellow, we have Niohe, who is by far the highest ranked player here, about 1,500. Also has played in community games. Also, are these foxes right now? Oh, no, they're Arabian wolves. And, oh, man, that was really close there. Yellow almost lost the Ville. In the teal, we have Owned by Bazooka. In the purple, we have Owl. And that is all 8 players here, guys. And everyone at this point is allied. You know what I will do? Apparently on the new patch, they changed the chicken volume. Now, there's no chickens here, but just for future, I'm actually going to turn the critters back up. So now we should be able to hear these animals. Yeah, you can hear a wolf now. I had critters turned off because the chickens were just so loud and obnoxious. It was bothering me during the Imperial Age last week. But they did lessen the chicken noise as well. So they've done a couple adjustments when it comes to noises, which, will make me satisfied. Notice they're not constantly balking anymore. There's the occasional balk, but not the non-stop balk, which makes me very happy. So they started with the mule cart, which everyone is using. There is not a lot of wood on this map. It's very open, and Huns are known for being aggressive and playing well on open maps, as the king for orange just passes through green's base. The castle they start with, I'm assuming they can make unique units out of. Sometimes that's not the case. It's a Podnari castle. It looks very, very tall. Also, there is a llama in your castle there, Green, so be careful. Do they all have that? Nope, I guess yes. Green just lost track of the llama. But yeah, trade is possible because there's not a lot of wood lines to block that off. Raids are possible as well. And, of course, kings explode here, okay? So I think that's the extent of the intro. Blue reaching out to Purple saying, hey, like, I think we're neighbors. Purple says, let's make a blood pact. Blue says, not quite yet. But we're close, should get to the corner. And Owl says, are we playing thumps versus no thumpers? All right, so YouTube, I made the mistake of saying if no one played Tarkans in this game, that would be a problem. And people seem to really think it's funny to do the opposite of what I want. There's no way that all 8 people are going to not make Tarkans. But if that happens, I'm quitting. All right? Hopefully we see some freaking Tarkans, man. Come on. That's literally the whole point. I'm okay with seeing other things, by the way. I'm okay with seeing Tarkans with other things. I haven't touched on this yet. They actually started with a hero here. Here is Themistocles. Looks like a very wise man. 18 attack, 320 HP. That is... He could let out some thump for sure. Very slow. Generally, I feel like the wiser you are, the slower you are in games. You ever realize that? There's never like a really fast character that's wise. They always have to be slow. I guess you can only get good at one thing in life. If you get good at wisdom, you're not going to be good at speed. Having said that, very tanky though. Like, this guy's actually very strong. Also would regenerate. Actually, Capture doesn't say it regenerates, so. Owned by Bazooka says Thumb Pact initiated. Okay, I think they meant Thump, but a Thumb Pact could work as well. What does that mean? Everyone who has thumbs has to team? It might be a pretty long game then. But Demolition saying to Yellow, hey, this is my first time playing. And Demolition, I can kind of tell because you were wandering around with your king into people's bases, which, considering that's your life, could be a problem. But with Exploding Kings, if they were to shoot that king and kill it, just like Yellow could do this to Teals right now, Yellow would destroy their own base. So, Nyohei says, I'm grateful that you gave me Yellow. Oh, they must have had a discussion on what color to play in the lobby. That's probably what that was. And says, let's be last friends, please. All right, well, that means Owned by Bazooka is maybe not in that conversation. Owned by Bazooka is between them. And Al is asking for the Thump Pact. I like this. Let's go. This is all about the Thump. And, you know, other things. Nyohei says, owned, king is pleasure. Let him go home and have meal. The Yellow's basically like, hey, send your king home. Get out of here. Because someone else could kill that. Someone could kill that king. Like, Red could have walked over here with his Themistocles, killed the king, and then Yellow could be dead. And Bazooka's like, yeah, forgot about that one. Sorry, bro. Hold the boar, what's up? Thanks for 23 months. What's up, Wet Trash Can? Jadith, I missed all your gifted subs. All of them. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much. Iron Spark, thank you. Pyro, thank you. Bankrupt Austin, thank you. Skiptron. And to the one person who's watching this later on YouTube, who has Amazon Prime and always forgets that they could drop by on Twitch and drop their Prime sub and are going to do it when I'm not even online, thank you to that person. I unfortunately cannot predict what your username will be, but occasionally that does happen. That's what I assume. If someone Prime subs when I'm offline, I'm assuming that's someone coming in from YouTube. But I could be wrong. Happens sometimes. Always a nice little thing to see at the start of the stream. It's like, damn, I wasn't even online. Bazooka's talking about trade. Demolition just wants to see how everybody's doing. And things are coming along here, guys. Things are coming along. There's wolves everywhere that they have to be careful for. I'm sure players have lost a couple vills and I've missed it. 425,000 wood on the map. By community game standards, that is not a lot. However, 180,000 gold and 120,000 stone is a lot. And I don't know what Yellow's trying to say to me right now. It says, hee T90, and then... Yeah, I need a translator here. Somebody help me out. But they're trying to talk to me. Or they're trying to talk to chat. Or maybe some friends later on, but that definitely seems like they're trying to get a message to us. They changed the chat settings. Bazooka says, oh, this isn't a real castle. I mean, it has 6,000 HP. But I think that means you can't make Tarkans out of it. Because Owned by Bazooka's in castle now. And Blue says, yeah, I was surprised by that. Wow, so they'll have to build their own castle to produce Tarkans. Interesting, okay. Your Light says, they said, I win with wonder. Ah, okay, so is that what Yellow said? Or, I mean, can I trust one person? Are you a trustworthy translator? I don't know if I believe that. They said, I build Wonder House. Nah, because if anyone who says I build Wonder House is using Google Translate. So, we would see it all in English. I killed Magugu. Oh, such good memories, man. I must have rewatched that 10 times already. I kill Magugu. Or I remember when Hope was like, I kill MBL. MBL's like, no, Kwong, no Kwong. Don't kill me, Kwong. Okay, Al, hold up a second. It says, guys, I'm just going to tell you, since I'm pink and people might be confused, but please don't send me any wives. That's funny. So that's ode to Papa Vicky, who plays in purple and was in Regicide Rumble and always asks for wives. That's fun stuff. Interesting walls here from Blue into this corner. Looks kind of nice. It doesn't really mean anything right now. Blue actually has more vills than anyone. 60 eco. So that's pretty nice. We do have markets in pretty much every corner right now. I think this Komodo dragon claimed to life. Komodo dragon, it says regeneration. What? So that's one of the changes. They made changes to all animals. They have like different attack stats now. But this regenerates. I didn't realize Komodo dragons regenerate. I'll keep an eye on that. It's 10 HP right now, but according to this, it regenerates here. So maybe it'll... Oh, yeah, now it's 11 HP. Damn. Komodo's coming back. We need to do... Guys, we need to do new versions of those nothing maps we did years ago. Like Wolf Nothing. We never did a Crocodile Nothing, but now it actually makes sense to do different nothing maps. Oh, damn. That gives us so much potential content. You see Orange walking this way. Well, Orange is walking a pretty far distance right now. And is this a wife? Either Orange... I think Orange misread. Purple said, I don't want any wives. But yeah, there's a wife. She hops into the castle there. I think, yeah, Orange... Wait, no, now Purple says, send me any wives. And it says, well, I have a fiance. I don't think it would be nice to her if I get wives here. And then is... Oh, so notice that Orange is here and is upset. And Al says, get out, no wives. Dude. You better believe that Purple's fiance was like, get that wife out of there. You know, I don't think that's what she sounds like. She's like, hey, what is that? So Orange feels rejected now. Orange thought that was an invitation. Purple now says, I'm sorry. And now this lonely lady is going to have to wander back home. And, you know, maybe there's someone else as a taker. Yellow says, Orange, I might wall the edge from north to you. Is it okay? Smart to say that. If you're going to wall in others' territory, it's always good to give them a heads up. In this case, though, Orange is lower elo than Yellow. Yellow could probably do whatever they wanted. But it's still good communication. I think Nyohei probably saw the lobby ratings, by the way, and said, okay, I'm going to be the target. So they might actually plan on winning with a wonder. Lots of chatter from some of these players. You like to see it. Still haven't seen a Tarkan. We don't like that. I am ready for a Tarkan, dude. I am going to freak out when I see the thumb. Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. The last 6 years, they've just been silent as they tear down buildings, which makes zero sense. But apparently they thump now. I swear, if they put that in the patch notes to troll me and it doesn't actually change anything, I will be very disappointed. Like, what if Capture Age didn't actually update to accommodate the thump? I would be very disappointed, but there they are. And this seems like Gray's gonna go kill somebody here. Like, right now. Nobody makes army this early unless they're going to be active. And, I mean, orange is right there. The king is inside of that castle. The attack upgrades are in as well. So, yeah, gray's about to make a move on orange, and it's going to be sad times for orange here. Demolition is going to get demolished, ironically. Demolition does not seem prepared for this. Hasn't noticed it. Hasn't said anything. And here we go! Here we go! Prepare your headphones. Turn up your volume. Or maybe turn it down, because I might scream in joy. Let's hear it. Oh, my... Music to my ears. Music to my ears. Listen to the thump. It's actually slightly different than the Conquerors, but it is very satisfying. And look how fast these things thump down this castle. Orange needs to run right now. And orange says, I'm being attacked already. Whoa, kill gray. Okay, so orange has put the word out that it's gray. The Tarkans, though, are faster than the king. Do not run towards yellow. If you value yellow's friendship here, demolition. Orange obviously just wants to survive, but if you die here, yellow could get exploded. Okay, apparently chat could barely hear it. Well, I could turn up the thump for you. Was it not loud for you guys? It was actually decently loud for me. Okay, orange survives in yellow's TC. Yellow also turns on Adam, so orange is alive. So far. Adam is obviously going to raid orange's base now. All right, hold on. Where's the thump meter? Let's turn the combat volume up just for this moment. Ready? Satisfying. Satisfying thumping. Okay? However, now I'm going to turn that down because there's no thump meter, and that will be very loud for the rest of the attacks. Okay, we continue on. Adam says, yeah, Adam's normally very kind. Says, woke up a bully today. And yellow says, he bully, man. And everyone's going to talk about how gray cannot be trusted. Generally speaking, if you attack first and you don't kill the person, you are going to die. But maybe Adam can apologize here. Demo says, gray, don't look, very sorry. Killing a noob straight away. SMH. Yeah, SMH is in chat. This is bad. You try and kill somebody. They're the lowest ranked player. They don't die. And they're a chatter. And they're allied with the strongest player in the game. That's a big SMH, for sure. Not what you would want. And so now, what do you do if you're gray? Are people going to trust you? Probably not. So you might just want to lean into it and go kill somebody else now. Or go finish the job, one or the other. Gray is kind of bailed, and gray has tried to now be friends with orange again. But that's going to be a really tough task. Obviously, demolition, lucky to survive. Only 38 villagers now. But is still alive. Which I didn't expect to be the case. So that's pretty good, at least. A blue pony talking about the arms race now. Blue pony is making knights! Why are we making knights? We got Tarkans with thumps. We've had the clangs for the knights be perfectly fine for years. Freaking knights. Well, I mean, we should root for gray because gray's actually made the Tarkans. We'll see what everybody else makes. There's been a lot of economy so far. Technically, I mean, going Halbs, going Cav Archers, going Paladins all still makes a lot of sense. Trade direction is key. Red and green seem to be trading down here towards blue and purple. That's a really strong alliance then. And considering gray and orange were at odds, I would not consider them to be part of an alliance, which basically means you have 3 between Owned by Bazooka, Niohe, and orange. Good question from chat. Someone said, does atheism stack? I actually do not know the answer. We all discussed it in chat, and people seem to think it does not. But technically, Wonder Victories shouldn't be the best in a Hun-only war because everyone can get atheism. That adds 100 years to the Wonder countdown. But I don't think everyone can get it. And then have it add 800 years. That would be hilarious, though. Okay, Gray's making a move again. Pickled Cheese needs to respond just like Demolition did. No one seems to be ready for the thump here. And the king is probably going to be exposed. He'll have to move into the castle, and it's right there. And Pickled Cheese is now on the move. But Tarkans are faster, guys. Tarkans are faster. This is what should have happened before. Pickled Cheese will meet a sad end. Pickled Cheese, you just got thumped. And that's sad for Pickled Cheese. Pickled Cheese was just booming. And King will obviously explode. Roids is letting Blue know watch out because the army's on the way to Blue now. This explosion will kind of hit Red. I don't think it'll kill Red. It's all right. Red's on Roids, so he should have a little bit more defense. Yeah, Red survives, luckily. But Blue loses some villagers. And now Gray's on the move to Purple. There is atheism being researched by Purple, by the way. And now it is... Now Gray is moving on to Purple, and is Purple ready? Purple also has Tarkans. But, like, the buildings go down so fast. Guys, this is a 6,000 HP castle. So it's stronger than a normal castle. And look how fast it's going down to regular Castle Age Tarkans. Tarkans take down buildings so quick. And now Purple needs to run. Purple needs to run. Purple needs to run into the castle. And the king makes it. Okay, but obviously you need some defense now. And maybe you need some desperation repairs. You can tell Purple's panicking. Purple's panicking hard. Like, the units are right here, and they're not attacking. Oh, man, they're just not ready for this. This could be another person down. That's still a lot of Tarkan. I mean, you can't garrison into this castle either. But see if Adam actually targets the castle. Okay, there are some repairs. So the repairs are nice. I know it's just one vill, but every little bit counts. Now more Tarkans are over here. There's now more Tarkans coming in from Gray. The Tarkans are out damaging the repair from that one villager. The king will eject. The king is there. And the new and improved pathing, the units kind of got stuck there. And they're now far away, but now the king has to go through here. You can't house wall because you're Huns. Purple, you've got to find another castle. You've got to find another castle. Purple's king is just slightly slower than the Tarkans. But can Purple make it to the castle? If Purple can make it to the castle in time, I think Purple can survive, and Purple makes it. Damn. And now Purple's got a bunch of army. Teal is also here to help. Blue is also here to help. I think Purple will actually hold on here. And Adam sees the Halbs as well and says, Halb is a good help. Was that an intentional pun or joke? Not sure, but Halb is a good help. I like it. It's good help. And Adam then now needs a backup plan because he's been far too violent. And he says, guys, if you don't kill me, I will fight for you. Let's see if anyone takes him up on that offer. I still remember an old community game where Adam tried to be a mercenary and basically was like, I will fight for whoever's the highest bidder. And no one freaking responded to him. It was really sad. Like, he had a great game plan, but it was just not the type of game where people were reading chat. By the way, this here is not good for yellow because anyone could waltz into yellow's base and kill that, and then that hurts yellow. Yellow's king is in the north, but still. Adam says, I will fight for you. Blue Pony, who watched Regicide Rumble, said, fight like Margugu. Adam says, exactly, but with 1/4 the elo. Purple was panicking. Purple says, sorry, guys, I was focused. We need to kill Gray. And yeah, obviously, that's going to be the plan. And there's the Tarkans. I don't think they have more of a thump after this. And now here comes Roids. Roids is attacking Gray. Gray had said to Red just seconds ago, are we good? And he says, I'll take that as a no. And Roids is peer pressure, sorry. Well, I mean, that's probably fair, but also, who are you going to trust? You're not going to trust the person that went around sniping their flanks. And I think Adam is just going to die to this, guys. Like, you don't have a good economy when you go for all those early attacks. And there's just so many people that are going to be exposed, or sorry, not exposed, but like fighting against him. Adam says those Vills did nothing. Kill my Tarkans. They pillaged. Adam maybe realizing the writing is on the wall here. Castle will go down to Trebuchets and Tarkans. I'm not seeing a lot of production from Adam right now. And if you attack first in a community game, you will normally be teamed up on. And the nice thing is, purple doesn't even need to help. But I think Adam is maybe going to make a run for it here. Adam did just research treason to find out where kings are. Adam doesn't really have a big enough army, though. Gray would have to escort the king to kill somebody and use his king, or wait a little bit longer. Demolition, promising to yellow, says I can't promise I'll be good, but I'm building up army. And now Adam, wanting any help, goes to yellow, who's pretty near top score now, and says, yellow, will you help me? I will fight for you. I'll see if yellow responds, but it doesn't really seem like it. Doesn't seem like there's any interest to help this player. I can't really blame them, honestly. But, I mean, again, if this king gets into someone's base and dies, it booms them. So, like, there's still a danger in this. Orange sees this right now. And Orange wants to kill Gray. Orange, wait, no, Orange didn't see the king. Orange is going to the base. Oh, God. Oh, God. Can you imagine, though? If Orange had a castle up here and it killed Gray's king, it would kill Yellow. Yellow thinks he's safe in this corner. King can't actually make it there. Yeah, sorry, the king's not there. It's Thermocles or Thermocles, whatever the Cles and the Thermo is. That guy, wherever he is. It's, sorry, Themistocles. There we go. That hero's dead. King's still running around for Gray. Orange, I know we've had our differences, says Gray. Yellow says, then why attack? I think Yellow's responding to the message before. Like, why attack me earlier if you wanted to fight with me? Oh! Oh! The villagers are going to work. And the enemy king has infiltrated the gates. They were just going to their work. And the king is in now. And in this game mode, that king explodes. And Gray obviously looking for a target here, too. And Gray's king just waddling through. And Yellow turns! And now the king dies! But I don't think Yellow necessarily knows that the king was there. Maybe Yellow does know. But with exploding kings, this means that Yellow will lose a lot of these castles. But actually, in the end, I think this will end up being okay for Yellow. Yellow will lose a lot of their base. All the units that are coming in are also going to die. But Yellow will not be defeated by this. Yeah, there's the explosion. That's what happens when you go to work at the wrong time, guys. Pay attention. Don't let enemy kings into your base. Sheesh, what are we doing, people? Those stupid villagers. Those traitors. What were they doing? That's a YouTube short right there. But Yellow survives. That's the important thing. And the king actually did move to the north, so Yellow must have noticed that. Okay, so Gray is dead. Green is dead. We've got 6 people left. Blue Pony says, Player 4, why did you enemy me? Was going for Gray, sorry. So I guess Yellow saw the army from Blue and got a little annoyed with Blue there. Little untrusting. It was a vulnerable moment, right? It was not a situation that Yellow wanted to mess around in. Maybe Blue was going for Yellow because Yellow's king moved to the north, but it didn't seem to me. I've seen snipe attempts before. It didn't seem like a snipe attempt. So let's see. Who do they go for now? Alice is speaking to Team Thumpers. This is the 2 blues and yellow. Do we go for red now? Okay, so they don't want to... I guess they're scared of red. They're not factoring red into their plans. Let's look at resources right now. Owned by Bazooka has more gold than anyone. Gold counts are looking pretty healthy for everyone who's remaining, though. Also, salutes in chat for Gray. Everyone is going to salute Gray in chat, because it was a fun start to the game. Obviously a bit of bullying, but it's always good to have a bully because it makes things better. Pickled cheese is not going to salute, though. Pickled cheese is going to be like, why me? Blue saying, I was running pallies through his base after Grey King. Blue is explaining, like, I wasn't trying to kill you, Yellow. And now Blue's, Roids, it says, he tried to say, it's very quiet, and this stupid chat filter, which doesn't work, and they need to fix, please, says, it's very quiet. But he couldn't say it's. Should we have a filter emote until they fix this thing, guys? It took 6 years for Tarkan to get their thump. And I've only been really outspoken about the filter over the last year, so we might have another 5 years till the filter's fixed. I think it's a good... I think we can make an emote with that. All right. Someone says, I think I have reached peak T90 official. I switched tabs to watch a YouTube video by T90, the great distraction. You're distracted from a stream with a video. I mean, those videos are sick. Did you guys enjoy those? Hopefully everyone here has been watching them. I mean, there's more coming out. As I said in those uploads, there's one more tomorrow and the day after. Like, all the games are just insane. It's so fun. So fun. What videos? My most recent YouTube videos. Some really good action there. So, guys, Roids here is playing like someone that is for themselves here. They're not, like, walling with anybody. They do have some trade. But, yeah, it's very quiet. They're not necessarily communicating with people. Seems like they're trying now. But Red being top scorer and being positioned like this could be a problem. And Royd says to Blue, I'm pretty sure we're going to get ganged up on, which is very fair. I don't know if Blue is going to be incorporated into that, but Blue is at least somewhat cordial with Red. T90, I'm here from YouTube. Your videos are awesome. Hey, thank you. I'm glad you think that. Never get tired of hearing it. Al is like the team spokesman for Team Thumpers, as Al calls it. Yo, Red, do you want to belp me and Blues to kill Red? And Blue, by the way, turns on Yellow. So I think Blue just got sick of the fact that Yellow didn't seem to want to be friends. Maybe Blue was being untruthful earlier. But now Yellow and Blue are never going to be friends. Never. That's not happening. And Yellow just says bad. Yellow's been spending a lot of time building up new fortifications after the horrible situation earlier. And honestly, Yellow's been killing it. Look, like, Yellow's got lots of castles here. Orange has castles. But what are the teams then? I think it will be Bazooka, Niohe, and Demolition against the other three, right? So it's kind of like a 3v3. So Orange has a lot of Tarkans right now. And as we've seen, Kings can go down pretty easily to them. Royd's now speaking to Purple. Because Purple says, yo, Red, do you want me to help me and Blue kill Red? Wait, Purple screwed up. I think Purple mistyped. Says, yo, Red, do you want to help me and Blue kill Red? And Red's like, you want me to kill myself? And now Purple says, oh, we fighting? Yeah, Purple, you screwed up. I think you meant to say kill Yellow. But you were talking to Red, so you said kill Red. Not the first time we've seen this mistake before. Guys, by the way, meme channel is open. We will be doing a meme review after this game. So any memers out there, that's actually a really good moment. Going to someone and saying, do you want to help kill yourself, basically? Blue says player 4 has been enemy to me for a while, so there's only one way to interpret that, which is true. And Blue is actually somewhat actively fighting here. That is a very loud clang from that one unit in there. And now Bazooka says on the other side, Red is looking strong. Yeah, I mean, Red doesn't seem fully trusting of Purple after that comment, but Red needs to help. That's good for Red. And Bazooka says, I think we should put our differences aside to kill the raid boss. I'm pretty sure he meant to say roid. Demolition now turns on blue as well. So Demolition is fighting with yellow now. And here we go. Yo, Rooting Boy, Routing Boy, thank you for the 8 gifted subs. Thump hype, baby. Let's go. I'm loving the thumps. Raid boss is an MMO RPG. Yeah, I mean, okay, that's true, but I thought there's a guy named Royd here, so I just thought, maybe I'm wrong. I thought that they were talking about Red. Maybe not. Because I guess Red wasn't really actively raiding. I don't know. Bazooka says red is a problem. And Blue says, Red, are you with us against the top team? And Red says yes. Okay, so Red's confirming this now. Raid boss equals strongest player. Okay, that makes sense. So that would also just happen to be this player. I mean, he does have a lot of castles. Like, holy, man. He's got 25 castles. This is no joke. It will be hard to break that. But I'm not seeing amazing coordination. Red is fighting. Blue's no longer fighting. Purple, I don't even know if purple's going to help. There's a lot of standing around right now. So it could get really frustrating for Red because Red's going to be against 2. Like, Red's trebuchets get completely clattered here. And Red is probably not too far away because he's a solid player of saying, like, yo, where's the support here, guys? And then Red might not trust them. And then Red might go over to yellow and orange and say, hey, want an ally. Red was expecting an army there. From somebody. Purple just chilling. Blue is now going for a raid. And Royd's also turns on owned by Bazooka because, oh, Bazooka ran into the base. Was thinking about a sneaky king snipe and I think is going to drop the classic just passing now. And Bazooka says Red turned on me. Yeah, I wonder why. I wonder why Red chose to do that. That's really weird. And Bazooka says I went in too early. Yeah. Yep, just a little too early. A little too obvious, perhaps. Yeah, because Red wasn't actively fighting at that time. Blue is in the trade right now. Purple still hasn't made a move. Now, Purple might not want to because Purple actually has some trade running to Teal. Oh, that's true. In Purple's mind, owned by Bazooka is part of their team. That they've always been part of Team Thump. But that is actually not an alliance that it really makes a lot of sense. For what I'm seeing right now. But it is wild to me that Bazooka isn't trading at all to yellow and orange. So really, Bazooka should fight with Purple against yellow. But I don't think Teal's going to want to do that, or Purple's going to want that just yet. People are asking why all Huns. It sickens me. It sickens me that people don't like the Thump like I do. Because of the Thump, people. You might have missed the explanation. Tarkans used to not make a Thump. Now they make a Thump, and we're doing all Huns. Well, castle's down. Yellow and orange working together again. Expected. Blue's units are still kind of running through the trade here. They'll probably get killed off, but they've done some damage here, so that's good. Purple says, I'm suspecting light blue and yellow are teamed, while blue and red are teamed. I don't know, XD. Says this to us. That is actually a really good understanding of the situation, Purple. I guess in Purple's mind, Purple was expecting Bazooka to be against yellow right now. But no, that's not the case. But it is weird because Teal is trading to this corner and not to yellow. So I can understand the confusion. People want the thumps, and we'll have it. Bazooka making that play on red. Also backed up by orange, though. Again, where is red support? Blue seems to be a raider, but not really like a non-stop fighter. And that hurts red. Red needs non-stop support. Purple's also not fighting either. So, good thing that red is roided up. Because without the steroids here, red would run out of gas pretty quick. Like, the resources are there for red to produce for a while here and hold, but definitely need some help. And now blue is here to help. Still think there's a weird confusion between purple and teal. They have to sort that out. And Bazooka's going to say, how long do we wait on red or yellow? Okay, so Bazooka doesn't seem to have an undying, love for yellow. And yellow's taking some big losses with these, to the paladins as well. There's always units in here. And blue and red, taking down all of yellow's trebs as well. Nice pushback. Purple says, I don't really know. Which isn't exactly what you want to hear. You want to hear confidence from your allies. Fake it till you make it, guys. Just, even if you don't have a strong plan, just like, act like you're more important than you are. Again, I think things are trending towards yellow and orange being the odd two out. Because red and blue are fighting, purple's occasionally fighting, teal's all fighting. It's just the weird thing is teal and red against each other. But if they settle their differences here, they can go 4v2. That kind of makes sense because orange and yellow are trading to teal, kills all their trade. And yellow is the highest ranked player as well. So that's actually what we would really need to see for a massive change. It's just red and Bazooka and Roids loving each other again. But I don't know if that's going to happen. Maybe a little bit of Roid rage from red after teal tried to think about sniping the king earlier. Yellow says, all caps, I think we cooked. I wonder. And says this to orange. And then tells orange to clean. So we're going to see an attempted wonder victory in a Huns-only game where everyone can research atheism, which adds 100 years to a wonder victory. But I've never seen multiple people research atheism in the same game because there's normally just one player playing as Huns. So we'll find out if that stacks. But, yeah, it doesn't seem like they really have a lot of space right now. If this adds an extra 800 years to a wonder, that would be crazy. Orange deleted their whole base here so yellow can build the wonder. Orange is a very nice ally. Yellow says, okay, we try, we die. Thanks, bro. We try, we die. What a statement. Bazooka says, I'm still thumping. Red turned on me. A demolition just winks and says thanks for carrying and seems to really appreciate yellow. Okay, here we go. Wonder's on the way. Orange has been a bro. I mean, yellow saved orange's life earlier. So this is a nice little alliance that's formed. Now, certainly, everyone's going to have to go on yellow. Which actually means teal may do so, which we've been waiting for. Blue, of course, does the shoutouts as we have to focus player 4's wonder. And yellow says goodbye, mean world. Because yellow knows what this means. I just hope the wonder completes so we can see what number it is. If atheism only works once, that should be at 450 years. But if atheism works multiple times, it'll be above that. I'm assuming everyone researched it, but technically, maybe we only did have one person researching it. That's kind of hard for me to check. Demolition says goodbye. Nice knowing you all as well. So they're saying goodbye. Let's not forget, though, their kings do explode. So they could be using their kings as weapons. Dude, look at the amount of castles purple's building. Look at the amount of castles teal is building. There's so much stone in this map, like we said. So many castles. Purple turns on red. Purple turns on red with teal. So they're going to fight against Roids right now. I think that could actually be kind of bad. I think they could have waited. Maybe they should use red to take down the wonder first, and then they can turn on red later. Because now there's going to be a pretty big, like, engagement here. Blue has not done that, by the way. Blue is still allied with red. Blue is mainly focused on getting to yellow. And yellow has good enough resources to hold on for a while. But teal now turns on yellow. But yeah, this is where all of yellow's trade dies. And eco. So yellow's resources aren't that good. This will still really hurt. The resources for orange aren't incredible. And the Tarkans are thumping down the walls. Making their way through. Wonder's at 65%. Red is going to need to defend against purple and against teal, while also needing to think about a wonder. I don't think Huns get fortified wall, right? Which would explain why no one has it. And Demolition says the new thump is kind of terrifying. Well, it's music to my ears. Probably not when you're trying to defend. All right. Do you guys think this will be at 450 or something above that? I think it'd be so funny if it's at like 2,000 or something. I guess the math doesn't check out with 2,000, but if it was at 1,000, that'd be so freaking funny. I think it's going to be 450. I think it will only count once. Let's see. They probably didn't test this on the new patch, so maybe they broke it too. Let's see. Ah, sad times. It's 450. Okay. So yeah, atheism only works once, even if you have multiple players playing as the Huns. That's obviously good for yellow, because it could have been much worse than that. But, I mean, they are not far away. There's siege rams here. There's Tarkans that are designed to shred buildings. This is going to be a tough last stand here. And everywhere I look, I just see yellow's units dying. Yellow's buildings dying. Just things didn't pan out this game. Things did not pan out at all. Still very curious what happens with red. Like, red's still a crazy spot. Like, I would be maybe a little complainy here. Be like, guys, stop attacking me. We have to take down the wonder first. I think you'd be justified in thinking that way if you were red. But red hasn't said a word. The crazy thing is red's trade is going down to blue, and blue is still allied with red. So red's trade is all still running, which is critical for holding against all of this. So I guess long-term, maybe red and blue will be an alliance, and then purple and teal will be an alliance once orange and yellow are dead. That's if orange and yellow are dead. They're spamming a lot of helps right now. Yellow says, I forgot that I grateful to purple. Wonder greater than yellow. Grateful to purple. I'm forgetting what yellow's referring to here. Maybe chat can help me. Maybe yellow's trying to get purple to be kind here. Demolition says perp is a legend. Okay. Ah, yeah, purple gave them... Okay, so this player gave them the yellow color in the lobby. I think that's what it was. They had a... Because yellow earlier said, thank you for giving me this color. And purple says, I have to attack you when you have the wonder. Like, almost like apologetic. Like, so sorry. We could have been friends, but you built a wonder. And yeah, I mean, rules are rules. You pretty much have to take out the wonder in this scenario. I'm waiting for lots of trebs. They're trying rams. They're trying Tarkans. That's good. But I'm waiting for like 12 trebs with everything else. Also, I find the Hun Wonder looks so freaking cool. I love this. I actually know somebody, I think, who was there. I don't actually know exactly what area of the world it's in, but... Oh, thank you, Caps Rage. A little bit of lag there. Yellow says, I think I cooked. I'll try go east. And Demolition says, no. Actually, Demolition might be saying that because they could be demolished soon. I mean, kings should be exploding here. The king for yellows in the very north will be hard to escape. Orange's king is here, but this castle isn't actually being attacked right now. Also... Oh, teal is actually not attacking orange yet. It's only yellow, which explains that. Okay. So teal is just focused on yellow because I guess yellow is the one with the wonder. Technically, I mean, orange could just pretend that Like, orange could just play it cool and survive this then, right? Like, orange just needs to not do anything crazy. And maybe orange survives all this. I don't know if orange feels that way. Purple is asking red for peace until yellow is gone. Which probably should have been the prior agreement, but red didn't really say much about it. And the wonder is almost down for yellow. They've almost breached the defenses here. A yellow saying GG. And I kind of expected the yellow would die this game just because of their higher elo. But I didn't expect it to play out like this. Yellow asks orange to delete the wall so the king can run away. But that king is not going to get anywhere close to killing somebody else. Well, actually, does this red Tarkan notice it? Oh, the Tarkan sees it. Get thumped, king. Get thumped. Let's go. Tarkan slightly faster, of course. Yellow block with the sheep. Nope, didn't work. I mean, you have to get through so many castles. I think yellow will obviously do some damage to red here. Which is what you should try and do in an exploding king scenario. But that is the end. And the king goes down. Orange also died somewhere. Orange died to red at the same time. And so we have an explosion there. It looks like orange might have even tried to run in towards red. I mean, red had so many different buildings. So there will be another explosion over here as well. So red is losing a lot. And the two players we expected to die died in the end. And yeah, there's another explosion. So now I think they have to team up on the roided guy, right? Like, Blue Pony seems to be on board with it. He's top scorer. He's played very well. It feels like it's going to be a 1v3. And this is actually a better opportunity for red to wonder than you know, any other player in this game. Like, yellow's was somewhat questionable, but it made sense. This is clear. If you're 1v3, you could try a wonder. Someone's saying to check teal's base. I'm checking bases now. I'm checking bases. I'm not sure why chat is telling me to do this, but I'm double checking to see if there's anything here. Not seeing anything down here either. So chat can maybe tell me what to look for. But red is going to have to talk his way out of this. He just kind of frowns at blue as blue turns. Never mind. Chat is blind. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Yeah, red says, I'm top score from helping you. He's like, I helped you, and that's why I'm top score. All my kills have been in support of you. Which is maybe a fair argument. I appreciate the information on the Hun Wonder. It is now done. It is now gone. I can maybe read that later, but that's far too big a paragraph for me to focus on while trying to pay attention to this without people calling me blind. I know what would happen. The second I start to read that paragraph, I'm going to miss something. The Hello T-Bone in chat says, T90, you should do a low elo Kami game. We do have low elo players in here. We have 800 elo. We have 600 elo. We've even had 300 elo. We've had 0 elo. Everyone can play. A good mix is nice. Everyone's able to play. I like, red is good. But red doesn't have a significant elo lead over these players. They're actually all pretty even. There's only a range of about 80 or so elo between all of them. So how is red supposed to be expected to win this without trade 1v3? I think the only way would be a wonder, but in a Huns only game, wonder just takes a really long time. It would really only be if red has more resources than the others, but red doesn't have working trade now. So it does have good food and gold count, but the others have a better food and gold count, and they have the trade. And that trade is key, and it's these three. The Team Thumper, as Al said. Team Thump down here. They've been working together pretty nicely here. In the end, I was a little confused with teal, but in the end, they got rid of orange and yellow, who teal wasn't really trading with anyways. Yeah, we're probably not going to see chatting from red because they're just uber focused right now. But that's the only thing that you can really do to change your situation right now. Even if you had 200 military, you're probably not going to win these fights because they have 3 players against you. So, I guess we'll see. Still a lot of castles, but there's lots of Trebs here. There's Tarkans all around. And so as red tries to defend from this push from blue, the rest is starting to crumble. There is a paladin army. You could also try and snipe somebody. But the castle fire should be able to help against these paladins. Blue does also have some army around defensively. And push still continuing here from purple and from teal, who I think will want to be friends in the end, by the way. Blue is going to be the highest score remaining of the players in the final 3. And I didn't get the impression that blue was quite as close to purple as owned by Bazooka is. Could be wrong on that. Owl says, oops, I didn't have Blast Furnace. Whoops! Yeah, that's kind of an important upgrade. That's an extra +2 attack. Thank you, Purple, for letting us know. We didn't notice that. I don't really check unit stats that much in these games. Guys, I have to say, this purple castle feels positioned intentionally. And I'm seeing now that there are trebuchets in queue there. Purple might be planning on eventually backstabbing blue. It just feels a little bit out of place, a little bit sneaky there. Now, that could be purple planning ahead. Which would be a smart play. It'd be on point with what I thought, right? Like, there's no purple castle in teal's base sneakily making trebs. Could be there for other reasons. Red tried to get snipes, didn't work. Paladins are just not enough. Blue seems to be able to keep this in check. And there's just so much army. Like, red is trying to snipe some trebs, but that's why you bring this many. You bring 12 trebs, you can lose half of them, still be able to push down castles pretty quickly. Would the sneaky be petards? I mean, either way, right? Like, no one's making trebs down here to support the main battle. Petards would make it more clear that that's what they're trying to do. But blue only has 1 castle garrisoned. It's not like there's a guessing game here. Like, purple has put multiple villagers inside of castles to hide where the king is. So, yeah, I definitely think purple... Actually, you know what? Now that I say that, I think purple's using the select all hotkey for trebs and is sending all the trebs here. So maybe I'm wrong. Blue says red is tough. Yeah, I mean, red's put up a really nice fight. But the end is near for him. And I wonder what red thinks now. Like, does red want to kill one player more than the others? Red might be actually, even though red was fighting with blue for a while, that might be reason why red doesn't like blue. It's like, we had a good thing going. You abandoned me. Bazooka says, we'll get him. Purple says, we got this. Yep, they're seeing set to get into the final 3. And I'll check the stockpile for red now. Red had 12,000 gold last time, and it's 400. It's amazing how quickly gold disappears. So freaking quickly, man. Podrick in chat says T90's never wrong. Really? Never wrong, huh? I'm not sure that's an accurate statement. But thanks, I guess. Blue Pony just talking about supporting here a little bit. But yeah, the castles for red still going down. Tell that to the squirrels. Hey, that was a semi-legitimate science experiment, okay? Semi-legitimate. With the information that I had, the squirrel thing was pretty solid. But yes, I might have put a slight dent in the squirrel population in the central Pennsylvania area. But we learned things. That's important. Good science has consequences. I should maybe shut up because my fiance is a scientist, but I don't think it's designed for there to be consequences. As they said, red is tough. Has 105 army. This is red's last stand here. And paladins do beat a Tarkan in a 1v1, I believe. Like, ever so slightly. But these forward castles down here are being taken down. And I just don't think this is going to be very good. Also, blue is trading still with red. Is red's castle not hitting this trade? Nope, it is. Okay. Yeah, so that's bad for blue. Blue has some trade going the other direction as well, but all your trade needs to be going to the left now if you're blue. That actually hurts blue. Blue's probably lost a lot more than I realized. But so is 35. To anyone who never heard the squirrel story, I don't know if it's a good time to tell it again. There is a video on my extras channel with it. I could possibly tell it again, but it's not important. Not important right now, okay? I'm from Lancaster, PA. What part of Central PA? I grew up in, like, the Harrisburg area. 20, 30 minutes outside of Harrisburg. Good old Dolphin. Which you're probably aware of if you're in Lancaster. Yeah, Purple took the do not trickle treb statement very seriously with 18 trebs here. So now the castles are going to disappear. And red... I've said it before, I'll say it again. Last stand. But this is like true last stand time. So this is, prepare to send your king to die in someone's base and boom them last stand. If red is thinking of it. Are you guys really never heard the squirrel story? Are you kidding me? There's no way. I think chat's trolling. Red just spamming hussars right now. Do you have a video of it? Yeah, it's on extras if you want to hear the one time I told it. You guys never heard the squirrel story? Never? Alright, fine. I mean, red's refusing to die. They can't kill him. I hope this won't distract me from what's, anything that happens here. But I think we might actually have a little bit of time. Maybe have a little bit of time, okay? Because red is a beast. They can't finish him off. So here's the deal. Okay, so where I grew up, especially at the age I was at, it was like I get home and I just go out into the woods, right? Into the sticks, into the trees, into the creek, into the pond. I was outside doing things. This is like right before I became fully addicted to video games. Right before Halo 2 came out. Whenever that was. So I'm like, I don't know, 11. Okay, now people who aren't subbed have ads. Oh my goodness. Okay, all right, we're gonna wait. Gonna wait for the story because they're getting ads. Can't have ads during the squirrel story. I'm sorry. The story will wait. As red will slowly accept he's going down. Friendly reminder. You can subscribe and avoid those ads for free, which Prime. There's a bunch of squirrels that wish they would have done that before I met them. Well, actually, we might need to pause the story because this is... I think red may actually die now. Red may actually die. Should we even tell the story now? It's not... I don't even know if it's a good story time. We'll see. Red has not said a word ever since this 3v1 started. He's just been sweating over his keyboard, fighting as his base gets smaller and smaller and smaller here. I doubt he even has food at this point. Still somehow has 78 on food, which is crazy, but has had no gold for such a long time. Bazooka says I'm pushing his mid, which is true. Purple's also pushing, and blue is also here in support. So no funny business from what I can tell. But blue does go to purple and say what happens next, which is a smart discussion to have. Yeah, I'll have to elaborate on the squirrel situation later, guys. But if anyone ever hears this and is interested, you can always check my extra channel for the story. Red will build a castle just to lose the castle. And I think red has maybe forgotten this Exploding Kings. Hasn't really thought about sending that king out right now. But Al is suggesting a rock, paper, scissors situation. And Blue Pony says it's teal paper. Because teal isn't part of this conversation. I think Blue is trying to imply, like, hey, let's just take out teal together. Blue says our kings are next to each other. Like, that would not be good for them. Which is true. Resources for blue, solid. Resources for purple, solid. Resources for bazooka is insane. 37k gold is crazy. And 43,000 food. So teal might actually be the favorite in the final three. And again, their elos are all very close. And now bazooka is going to purple and says, should we go for blue next? So they're already talking about it. Red says, GG all, blue, FYI, broken heart. GG all, FYI, broken heart. That's funny. The king for red is going to run to its death. But if it can sneak, like, you can get pretty far into blue and purple's base here. If red actually makes a run for it, they're not thinking about this. This could be bad. Like, they're calling GG to red. They should be freaking out right now, wondering where this king is. They should be spamming treason. With all that gold you have, you need to know where this king is right now before it gets to your base. Here he goes. King running to his death. Obviously, I don't think it's going to defeat anyone here, but it will damage their fortifications at least. Does purple have any idea? Blue's castle does, and yeah, okay, king goes down. They'll all probably panic right now and scan their base and double check. But purple's going to take some losses here. Purple will lose castles. Blue will lose stables. Purple will lose the walls and the stables. Purple might even lose the Tarkans if the Tarkans don't get away. Well played. Red played a good game. But what red missed was a really strong ally. That ally was supposedly going to be blue. Honestly, what could have been different here is if green hadn't died, that might have actually been a really good ally for red. But red was just so far away from everyone. So, all right. So this is the Thump team. That's what they named themselves at the start. Well done, team. Well done indeed. They now need to talk this out. How do they decide how this goes? Everyone, like, purple, I think, is safe. It seems like blue and teal both want to work with purple against the other. Everyone grouping up their armies now. They should be on alert. And yeah, purple just has to choose a side. Purple says to blue, one moment. And Bazooka says, sorry, blue. What? This is so funny. Both blue and teal are just assuming that they're going to kill the other one. But purple hasn't decided yet. To me, it doesn't seem like purple's actually decided which one he's going to go with. I wasn't expecting to have so many takers. Teal says, sorry, blue. Blue says, sorry, teal. And purple's like, wait, guys. Purple says, I have a better option. Okay, what's the option? Purple's like, I like friends. Let's all go into the middle with kings. They're going to do like a showdown with trebs or what? Well, okay, the game doesn't let our very young and impressionable audience know what purple just said. Let's go to the middle and bleep. And I delete king. Let's see who of you wins. All right, so chat, every single time there's like this chat about like a final showdown, it gets interesting, but they take like 30 minutes to set it up. So I'm very curious to see how long it takes for this to actually take place. Like, they always have interesting ideas, but it takes so long for it to happen. And then everyone's like, oh, come on, just get on with it. Let's see what happens here. I mean, this doesn't seem like purple's interested in the middle scenario. Seems like purple's ready to fight. Purple says, what say you? Question mark. I mean, purple really likes both of these allies. I don't mind a unique ending. Teal, like, does this look like a player who is ready for a little agreement in the middle? Like, this Teal is ready for a fight. Purple says, we fight Teal. He's trying to kill you. Let's go. Okay, so it seems like Purple has chosen a side. And Blue turns on Teal. Teal will obviously have to turn immediately as well. And I think Purple's going to turn. And so we will not have a side agreement. After all. Now, I actually think this is probably the best ending in terms of a strong finish for the game. Because Teal is stacked. Teal's got 50k gold. And Teal is, I think, more castles than anyone, too. So, considering those factors, this is as fair a 2v1 as you can get. But after 1,400 years of friendship, owned by Bazooka, is now enemies to the other two, and says, oh, Perp, why? Why? What have I done to you? What have I done to you? There was a lot of stone on this map. I think there was like 160k stone on this map. That's why everyone had so many castles. And Purple says, you didn't even try to do my rock, paper, scissors. Sorry. I must have missed that. Guys, I really regret not getting this game on YouTube. It was a really campy 1v1 game. And I jokingly asked my opponent, because we were like 2.5 hours in and no end in sight because there was still endless amounts of wood and we just couldn't kill each other. I asked jokingly rock, paper, scissors. And he said yes. And then I said, okay, at this time in game, we'll say rock, paper, or scissors. And I said rock, and he said paper. And I resigned. And we saved another 2 hours of our day. And I never uploaded it to YouTube. And it's like, patch is old now, which is really sad. But I thought that would have been really funny. Like, that's only ever happened once for me. It's just super funny. Anyways. Maybe I could go back. I mean, the game itself kind of sucked, too. Like, it was just one of those games that you wanted to end because of, with the rock, paper, scissors. So, it's just fun. It was a unique thing. I've thought so many times about this game, I never got back to getting to it. Again, Teal's got the res to spend. Teal's got the res to spend. Purple showed up with a lot of trebs. Didn't actually take down that many castles. It was good, though, that Blue stopped Teal from building the forward stables, because that could have been an issue. I see Blue's trade is now being sent to the right side again. I remember some of that trade was headed this way. I think all of Purple's trade... Oh, wow. Purple also saved the trade. Very smart. Damn, that's great that both of them did that. Yeah, Purple could, in theory, just send the trade to Blue's markets now. And actually, yeah, and there it goes. And keep the trade working away from the fights, which is obviously huge here. I don't think Teal has done that. Yeah, all the trade died to the castles. Teal only has 4,500 gold, but I think that's because, like, so many stables and castles are queued up right now. This player had 50k gold before. There's no way that gold just disappeared. Having said that, I'm not seeing... Okay, some of the stables are queued anyways. Purple still trebbing down castles here. Yo, thank you for the Prime, Cuxfield. Appreciate it. Thank you, Tundra Blitz. Thank you for the Prime with 39 months. What's up, Big Bang? Well, thank you for the 6 months, Pickle Cheese. And their first community game, and they're frowning with the resub. Yeah, sorry, Pickle Cheese. That was pretty brutal. Unfortunately, Adam woke up on the wrong side of the bed. He must have had a tough night's sleep or something and just woke up a bully today. It did make it interesting at the start, but obviously not for you. So, someone in chat says, why not try and build a wonder at this point? I think that would be a horrible move. Like, if someone starts to build a wonder right now, they are immediately enemy number 1. Unless you're talking about Teal. Yeah, okay, so you probably meant Teal. Bazooka doesn't really have the res for it, sadly. Doesn't have the stone. It's probably really expensive to buy stone at this point. Doesn't really have a lot of wood. Also, you don't really have a lot of time. But yeah, I can see your point that trying to win with a wonder might make sense. I don't know where these vills are going. Probably looking for wood at this point, actually. There's only 50,000 wood remaining. Oh, man, and Teal's trade even gets sniped by Yellow's castle. Teal's still trying to trade up here. That's so rough. Blue researches treason. Guys, let's not forget, though, that Purple still has this castle, okay? If Purple wanted to plan something, Purple could be planning something in that castle. I feel like that could be key to victory. And Teal still has a lot of fight left. But similar to Red, it just feels like eventually they will be thumped down. Could be wrong on that. And trade's still running for Blue. Trade's still running for Purple, I believe. Yes. Running to Green's markets. There you go, Green. There's your contribution. I feel so bad for making that joke. There you go. First community game. Tell your friends. Hey, like, guys, I made it to YouTube. And even though I was dead for 2 hours, in the later stages, someone traded with my market. Damn. Your parents would be so proud. Okay, question for my chatters. Have you guys ever, like, told your family members? Been like, hey, that's me in that video. Have you done that if you got into a game, or do you keep that silent? Do you keep that locked down? I'm curious. I feel like people have different perspectives on that. Bazooka says, I'm not leaving my base unguarded. I mean, it's a smart move from Bazooka to keep them chatting. Act like you're strong and paying attention, and maybe they'll attack others. Someone says, I told my brother I would if I ever got in, and I haven't gotten in. Rip. A bunch of people said I would if I got in one. Now I feel bad for asking. Well, my parents think I work for Microsoft. They don't even know I stream, so no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. They obviously know. I mean, it's just so many castles. It's so hard. So hard to end the game with this many castles, man. Teal says, I'm out of res, guys. Which seems to be somewhat true. And Bazooka says, I accidentally bought spies instead of treason. Oh, that's where the gold went. He had 50k golds and he went down to 0 and he accidentally spent 30k gold on spies instead of treason. The thing is, spies research is so fast, you don't really have time to cancel it too. Okay, so that explains why he went from 50k to like 5k, because it was really 30k on spies and then the rest he spent in all the fights. Yeah, rich people problems. I mean, the spies still could help him to snipe, in theory, but not when he's being attacked so much. But his vision is pretty sick. I mean, he can see everything. You can see all the idle villagers for Purple. You can see that Purple's got those trebs ready to go. I think saying you're out of res pretty much just solidifies your death, though, because they're not going to give up on you. You're not really out of res yet, though, Teal. You could spam hussars. Like, 40k food is a lot of hussars. But I just don't know if you can snipe with just hussars. Someone says, I saw your trebuchet video. Have you seen any of the pros respond to it? No joke. I played a 1v1 the other day. I'm in a treb war, and someone freaking walls in front of their treb. And then I couldn't hit their freaking treb. No one was doing this crap. No one was doing it, okay? Yeah, I know there was a bunch of YouTube comments that were like, oh, I've known about this for years. I wasn't seeing it in low elo, mid elo, high elo. Wasn't happening. I'm playing a 1v1 against Blackheart on Mega Random, and he walls in his trebs. And I said to him, like, how dare you wall in your trebs against me? And he said, it's your fault, man. So, yeah, it has happened a couple times. I don't think it'll catch on right away. I think it'll catch on over time. Like anything else, once it works against certain players, they'll now then use it themselves. Wow, that ram rush did not work. That did not work at all. They're also not coordinated. Like, Purple and Blue need to fight together here. I think they're really worried about the other sniping them or something. Oh, guys, look at how much Look at how much army blue has in these castles. I think blue believes this castle from purple has an army ready to kill him, but it's actually just a villager, which is crazy. There's like, I can't do math, but I think that's like 40 military units and the king for blue just waiting. They're about to attack. Blue says, are we going to go together? Still looking. With Teal's vision, I'm wondering if Teal is doing anything. But it doesn't feel like Teal has any side attacks prepped here. I will have a follow-up video on the Treb thing, by the way. I tested other versions of the game. So I tested like pre-definitive edition versions as well to see if there's a difference. The long and the short of it is, it was possible before, but there does seem to be a slight difference in how it behaves on definitive edition as well. Teal says, now would be a good time for y'all to turn on each other. And Blue says, it'd be a good time for you. We can turn on each other once you are dead. And Teal says, oh, absolutely. Well, Purple just doesn't attack at the same time. Again. They don't coordinate. Again. That is a lot of Tarkans, though. And I actually think Teal will not have an easy answer to these Tarkans if Purple comes in with the Trebs as well, and Purple's backing away. I think Purple is paranoid. I think Purple thinks Blue is going to come in with stuff. Also, I mean, that's a lot of helps. Oh, man. All right. Well, they're 1,100 elo, right? So, there's a lot of other factors you got to work really hard on in this game. And I think some of these late game scenarios can become quite the grind. And Purple says, man. Purple does not trust Blue. Says, I don't know if we can push him. I don't know if we can push him? Says the individual with 20 trebuchets. I mean, Purple's worried the trebs will go down. Blue says we can. It is like red. Yeah, it's exactly. It's like red. It'll just take time. When a map starts with this much stone, unfortunately, there's just... It's really hard to take out people's bases. But it also doesn't help the fact that Blue has 40 military population that is never actually fighting because Blue is worried that Purple's going to attack. I just find it so funny because Blue actually has the right call in expecting that flag to mean trebuchets, but it's actually just a Vil. That's so wild. Where is Blue's army? Well, most of it's in those castles. And then the rest of it is being produced on the front here, so... Just very silent. Very, very, very silent here. Cornbread, welcome back. Thanks for the 62 months. And Purple says, sorry, I have to? You're out of resources, right? Wait, is Purple going to turn? Purple's going to turn and attack Blue right now? Purple says, where's army then? This is going to be an opportunity for Teal. Teal really needs to take care of Yellow's castles so they can actually trade this way. But Yellow research murder holes. Blue says, I don't know where my military is. I should have 100 pop an army. Yeah, I don't know where it is. Where is it? There it is all of a sudden. Blue, your king is in there. Blue, do not group up everything. Your king is in the army. Blue, your king is in the army. Do not let your king fight. Okay, Blue is going back now. Yeah, it's also possible that Blue thought that that was... Oh, God. Oh, God. Guys, the game pathed the king this way, expecting it to be able to get into the castle. It's trying. He's like, huh, huh, huh. He's trying to get up. I mean, he could have pathed this way, and then it could still go into the king, the castle. But that king is out right now, and Blue thinks it's in. And Teal says, come on. Now Blue's fighting, but then Purple was just about to make a move on Blue. But now Purple's like, maybe I shouldn't make a move on Blue. And so now you have Blue and Purple somewhat fighting together, maybe. Bro, the king is right there. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. Yeah, it's just out. Like, but you'd really have to look for it, and you're not... It's not something you're ever going to expect. Well, they did say in the new patch they changed king behavior. And now purple's running back again. Like, what? Can you guys never coordinate a freaking fight, bro? I swear this entire time you guys have not fought at the same time. It's been separate times every single engagement. And now purple with the plan. Purple's gonna go for the wonder. A wonder? A 450-year wonder? Purple says, I think I have to, mate. Purple's like, I'm sorry, I've got to go for it. And blue says, okay. But this should unite teal and blue against purple now. You have to, and you're going to build it with 12 vills. Might take a while. Don't want chat to wait. I think purple has the right intentions. Because, like, purple doesn't think that they can kill teal and thinks the game's going to be super long because they can't kill teal. But this is still going to be quite the wait. So, blue goes, this is interesting, teal. And now they might be friends. Yeah, like, blue's not just going to stay allied with purple because of this. But now purple is saying, or you can protect Trebs with me. Yes, that's what I've been waiting for. That's literally what I've been waiting for, is a little bit of coordination here. Just both fight together and teal dies. So I guess this could still work out for purple, but it does mean that blue might not trust purple all that much. Purple says, don't dive under castle. Nah, man, dive under castle. Just fight. The problem is, it's like purple is playing like this is a role-playing game where every unit is named and has a life story, right? Purple recognizes them. There's Roger, there's Tim, there's Bill. And you can't think about it that way. You just have to let these people die. You can't remember that they have lives and families and a story. Because then it gets too real. Just let them freaking die. I'm sorry. Like, don't make me a commander of any armies with this mindset. That'd be horrible. You just gotta let them die. It's war. It's just how it goes. It's just the price you pay. You just gotta fight. There will be blood, but that's part of it. And so here we go. Some of those Trebs are stuck in there, which isn't great. But a castle's gone down. Well played to teal again. Teal's holding 1v2 still. But there doesn't seem to be enough army there from teal. Still wondering if blue's king is... Oh, God. Blue's king is right there. Blue's going to build a wonder as well. Maybe with more vills, actually. Okay. Blue's... Hold on. Blue's got 31 vills. Purple only has 12. I mean, blue might be able to catch up there. And teal is out of gas now. And says, all right, I'm tapped. Perp. If only they realized the king was stuck. Blue still has no clue. Purple says, me too. And Bazooka says, no, you're not. Turn now. So teal is... I don't know who teal is saying to turn. They're maybe telling both of them they need to turn against each other. Wait. Purple deleted the wonder. Well, that's how you get some resources back. Yeah, he actually needed the resources. So he actually gets like 800 wood, 800 gold, 800 stone back. And now... Oh my God. Now we're deleting another wonder. Okay. I talked about at the start of the stream. The trend of wonder deletes in community games has been fascinating to me. I mean, at least they didn't wait till it completed this time. But we have had so many wonders getting deleted recently. I mean, they're all very poor here, guys. Like, their resources are not good. Blue is ahead. But Blue's king is also freaking bugged and stuck on the wall. Like, which is crazy, man. But they're never going to realize that. They're it's too hard to kill the others right now. Blue does have a million paladins. Maybe blue can do the job. King was on the move there for teal, though. Teal's going to try and kill somebody here. Because teal has spies, right? So teal can look at all the bases and try and determine where to go. Teal could just go this way and maybe get somewhere close. But I don't think teal can get close enough. Okay. Purple says, I got an idea. Witness me. And then says WC. Doesn't that mean, like, bathroom? I don't want to witness you in the water closet. But, okay, witness me, witness me, witness me. Oh my god. I completely forgot. Okay, with this mod, guys, this does not work in the actual game. But with the King Boom mod, you can put your kings inside of rams and siege towers. Purple wants to be witnessed and is going to try and send the king in as a bomb to kill teal. But now blue is research treason and is looking for teal's king, and the king is there. Okay, blue gets it. Blue just fights back the house. Blue doesn't get scared. Blue just says there will be bodies on the ground, but that's expected. This is war. And then you fight the house, and then you can take down the castle. But now purple's backing away. We're witnessing you. We're witnessing you. Blue says to teal, just to you, teal, you're definitely not tapped. Like, I don't trust you. Teal now says I am. I mean, teal might die here. Purple's king still being witnessed. Teal's king is in this castle. Purple's here as well. And I think that Bazooka's being honest with the stats. Let's see. Will teal finally die here? Will teal finally die? Where's the king? The king died. The king died to blue's paladins. Well played to blue. And now we have a 1v1 where one player's king is out in the freaking open and the other player's king is in a siege tower rolling to God knows where. GG to teal, by the way. Salutes in chat for teal. Teal played very well. So I don't know if this king and siege tower play is that great in a 1v1. We'll see how this goes. Blue turns. Remember, blue is fully expecting there to be military here from purple this whole time. There's nothing. And oh god. Ah! What? Purple just deletes it. Well, you can't say the finish to this game was predictable. Kind of expected something a little bit different from that. But hey, maybe purple thought they're about to kill my king. Let's just take my own life or something. Or maybe there was some mistake there. I don't think that was deleting all idols though. I think it was just for a wild ending to a crazy game. And blue's king survives. Blue Pony, did you know your king was like this? You probably had no clue for the last 20 minutes. Your king has been stuck here, unable to get into that castle. But, hey, I mean, maybe he was stronger because of it. GG. So, guys, what we experienced here was we experienced a lot of castles, but more importantly, we experienced the thump. That is why we did Huns only, because the thump was added. I really appreciate the fact. I'm sure people who played with Huns prior to the definitive edition as well very much appreciate the fact that the thump is real and the thump is back. We saw kings killed by Tarkans. We saw buildings massacred by Tarkans. It was a beautiful, 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 beautiful sight. So, yeah, thank you, devs. And thank you to everyone as well who saw that listed on the patch notes and immediately thought of me, because that is a topic very near and dear to my heart. Also, I will point out, everyone who didn't make a Tarkan died this game. Well, I guess 7 people died this game. But, like Yellow, for example, didn't see a single freaking Tarkan from Yellow. And where did Yellow end up? Dead. Sorry, Neohei. I see you're in chat. But you kind of deserve it. Because Tarkans are awesome. All right? Tarkans are awesome. Maybe we'll get some 1v1 uploads on YouTube with Tarkans. So, that'll be on my list of things to look for. Here's the KD. It was actually a very even game. Like, very, very even game as far as the KD. Here's the eco. Again, fairly even as far as that's concerned, if you ask me. All the players who were there at the tail end were very close to each other in terms of, like, trade profit and res collected. And I guess that probably makes sense because their ELO was also very close as well. Even their APM seems pretty close for the most part. So, GG. Well played. Sorry, Pickled Cheese. Pickled Cheese seems very sad right now. Pickled Cheese, that was your first community game, and Adam killed you. So feels bad. But it can only get better from here. So in your second community game, we'll remember what happened. And hopefully there will be a bit of a storyline generating there. And maybe some legendary things can happen. So